Hi, my name is Robert Rickover, and my guest today is Imogen Ragone, an Alexander Technique teacher in Wilmington, Delaware. And we're going to discuss an Alexander Technique direction that I've been experimenting with, and I've asked her to experiment with it, and we'll talk a little bit about it. So, the direction, and welcome
Yeah,
to the podcast. The
thank you.
direction is my brain is free, and then sometimes I've experimented with my brain and my nerves are free. So taking in the whole nervous system. And I found it quite interesting, and I'm curious to know what your experience has been.
Well, um, mainly I was using it as my brain and my nerves are free.
Hmm.
That's the way that you worded it for
Right.
me.
I guess so,
Although I
yeah.
did experiment a little bit with my brain is free, my nerves are free, separately.
Mhm.
Um, you also gave me another one to play with.
Oh, what was
Um,
that?
my eyes are free.
Oh, my eyes are free. Yes.
And I
Yes.
have to say, that's the one I most noticed
Okay.
uh, a helpful change with
Uh-huh.
for me. Um, I didn't notice that much with my
Y-
brain is free and my nerves are free.
Uh-huh.
Um, so,
Yeah. Okay. But eyes, my eyes are free.
yeah, my
That's one
eyes are
I've also
free.
been experimenting with a
Hmm.
lot.
Hmm.
And so what do you notice? Is
Well, even just then, even when you said it, and I guess I thought it at the same time that you said it,
Yeah.
um, uh, I noticed a release in my back. Um, it just suggests to me there's some holding pattern with vision, seeing, using my eyes that's very under the surface of my consciousness. But when I give that direction, my eyes are free. And it does help do something with my eyes too, but it's well, as we know,
Overall.
it's a whole mind body unity experience. So, yeah.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
if you're thinking in Alexander terms of a primary control, and
Yeah.
usually it's head, neck, but honestly, there are things that are, I would say, even more primary, jaw, head for sure, and eyes, eye head or eyes in
Yeah.
general. That's
Yeah.
pretty primary. Yeah.
Um, yes, I agree. I've found that I've come back to that a lot. And
Yeah.
I must admit, because I found that the one that most helpful, I came back to that more because I just wanted to
Yeah, you
use
wanted the
it.
benefits, right?
um, um,
Yeah.
and it's not like the other ones. My brain is free, my nerves are free. Yeah, I'm sensing, even just saying that now, I sensed a little bit of release.
I find
But
both,
it's some,
yeah, I find them, I like the idea of brain and nerves. So it's like not mind, it's not,
mm,
it's the actual organ
hmm
and the actual nerves, which,
hmm
it's a little clunky as a direction because there are, of course, lots of nerves in the brain and there's other stuff too. But I couldn't come up with a direction that would take it. I mean, I could say, well, my whole nervous system is free, but I prefer to stick with the actual parts of it, the brain,
mm. So
not
what
the
did
head, but the
you,
brain. Yeah.
so I'm curious, Robert. One, how did you come up with it as a constructive thought, as a direction? And what did you notice in yourself?
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, I tend to use um, walking as my platform as an activity to explore how it would be affected.
hmm Yeah, me
And
too,
it
often.
had the same. very similar effects to like something like I'm not walking, which is, paradoxical direction.
Hmm.
And also sometimes at night I'll experiment with directions as I'm falling off to sleep. And there's where all both those brain nerves and eye movement, I just saying they're free or thinking they're free um, immediately brings about changes in around it, particularly in the neck and upper body. I notice suddenly if I'm thinking my eyes are free or my brain is free, my there's I have a certain jaw head pattern that's a little iffy at times, and it frees up on its own. So that I use that kind of more or less static platform and a more dynamic one like walking. I've also used them. Not with the eyes, but with the brain is free in swimming.
Ah,
And it seems to improve a little bit my swimming. So
yes.
that's I've played with
Interesting.
it.
I'm going to continue to play with them all. I really like the eyes one, but I'm going to also take on your copy you in the before I go to sleep because I'm often do also kind of play with directions and constructive
Yeah.
thinking. And
And
I
interestingly
haven't at
enough,
that time, I don't
yeah.
think. So,
And interestingly enough, I've taken to wearing a little um, mask over my eyes that's big enough that it doesn't restrict any movement of the eyeballs, but makes everything dark.
dark. Hmm.
And because sometimes there's lights coming in that would interfere with my falling asleep. And it's kind of interesting doing that because the eyes aren't really functioning
Aren't,
as eyes all that much, but it
mhm.
definitely has that effect of freeing other neighboring parts of me suddenly becoming freer.
Yes, yes. So that's also to experiment when your eyes are closed or darkened.
What I like about
Um,
the little thing, or you can get them
mhm,
on Amazon for a few bucks, is that it doesn't in any way restrict the eye movements.
mhm,
And whereas, you know, and they're not having to do any looking at anything.
mhm,
And
mhm.
I think that, I don't know, I found that to be interesting. So the upshot of our conversation for me would be this is something to explore. I think it's useful. It's always good to have quite a little bundle of possible directions to use, and I think this is a nice one.
Yeah, and I think there's an advantage to um mixing things up, not always using the same
Yes.
direction that can help, refresh, even a really, really useful direction. When you use it so much, it might lose a little bit of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so play, and then you can come back to that, and it has a little bit more. Um, we can get habitual with that directing as
Right.
well.
And maybe
So,
it's
or rote, maybe that's a better term.
yeah, I
Yeah,
agree. And but also it could be that if you keep using the same ones over and over again, you start to have expectations,
that's right.
which is
There's
a
a
which is
whole
a
lot of
which is a
things that,
killer. I mean, it just
yeah,
destroys the direction.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So,
that's all I got to
all
say.
right.
Anything else you want to add?
No, but it was fun playing with those, and I will
Yeah.
continue to. So thank you.
Well, my guest today has been Imogen Ragone, an Alexander Technique teacher in Wilmington. We'll put a link to her website by this interview. So, Imogen, thank you so much for being on the show.
You're very welcome.